And our problem isn't that we tax too little, it's that we spend too much.
Senator Thune, a lot of people are concerned about the negotiations over the debt ceiling and the balanced budget amendment. Can you just sort of let people know what's going on in Capitol Hill from your perspective with that?
Well, this really, in my view, Neil, becomes a debate about the size of government. And the Democrats, the White House, the President, the President's allies in Congress believe in an expanded government, a bigger government, and that when you have a debt crisis, it's because you don't have enough revenue. And many of us believe otherwise. We believe that government has gotten too big, has grown too fast, and that when you're in a debt crisis, you don't expand government, you shrink government, you make it smaller. And you try and make the private economy larger and get job creation going out there. That seems very counter to where this administration is. So fundamentally, the line I think here is, and I hope people in this country are engaged in this debate about whether or not you try and solve a debt crisis by growing government, raising taxes, increasing the footprint, the size and scope of government, or whether you, when you're faced with a debt crisis, you reduce spending. You deal with the spending side of the equation. And I've said this a lot, but it's true. I mean, we don't have a revenue problem in Washington. Our problem isn't that we tax too little, it's that we spend too much. We've got a spending problem. That's where this needs to be focused. The President will not confront that reality, and as a consequence of that, we are having a very difficult time coming to an agreement. If the President would acknowledge that raising taxes in the middle of an economic downturn when you've got 9.2% unemployment is a really bad idea and focus instead on limiting the size of government, reducing the size of government, we would get this done and we could get it done soon.
Can you see a situation where you would be voting for new taxes in this Congress?
No. You can't. I mean, it would be absolutely, it's just completely counterintuitive for one. And it would destroy jobs. You cannot, there is not a tax out there that creates jobs. And when you're sitting at, as I said, at 9.2% unemployment, you've got 1.9 million more people unemployed since this President took office. Debt's gone up 35%. Unemployment rate is up 17% over it was when he took office. You've got people who are on food stamps up by 40% since this President took office. This is a tough economy, and the thing that you do in a tough economy is not increase and raise taxes. So it would be exactly the wrong prescription. The right prescription is to keep taxes low, try and decrease the cost of doing business in this country, make it more or less difficult to create jobs rather than more difficult. And this administration seems intent through tax policy, regulatory policy, to make it more expensive and more difficult for small businesses to create jobs.